Why did I have to give birth to such an ugly-looking daughter? Just the sight of your face alone causes me to want to vomit. When your older sister is considered one of the most beautiful women in this city, seeing your disgusting face every day makes me feel so sorry for myself and you.
Say things like that all you want, but I wasn't born into this world wanting this kind of a face. So could you please just stop saying things like that about me now? Can't you tell that it's all hurting me to hear that?
What was that? Are you saying that I'm in the wrong for saying such things? So after all I ever did raising you to become the woman you are, you don't seem to understand your appreciation for me? If you're saying things like that to me now, then I should have never taken such care of an ugly child like you. Now I really do feel sorry for myself.
Say what you want to.
Anyway, you are about to graduate from middle school very soon here. But someone as ugly as yourself doesn't have the value to move on to high school or anything like that. I'm going to send you away to go and work on a farm out in the middle of nowhere with one of your distant uncles, and there you can make me back the money I had wasted on you all these years.
What? Are you serious about that?
Well, of course I'm serious about this. I want you to take another good look at yourself in the mirror right now. Just be happy that with a face like that, there is a farm that is willing to take a child like you to work. And then with that, you will no longer be part of this family, so don't you ever come around any one of us again with that ugly face of yours.
No way. How dare you do that to me?
Shut your mouth and get ready to go.
So what you're saying is that I'll be working on that farm forever then? I'm going to become the daughter of a long-distant uncle out there, pretty much? In other words, I'm just a useless child to you or something.
For someone as ugly as you need to stop it with all of those damn questions. I already made my feelings very clear to you. You really have such a hard time understanding context, don't you? The only way someone who can't study well and can't play sports well will ever be able to survive is by making money doing the worst jobs ever. So you go to that farm and you stay there for the rest of your life working in the mud, since that's the only thing good for you.
I see. All right, Mom. I'll try my best there.
And just remember to send me all of the money you make every month as a way of saying thanks to me for giving birth to and raising you.
You want all of my income then? But if you take all of my money, then how will I be able to support myself?
You think I give a damn about how you live? You are no longer my child anymore, so go ask someone else. And as for most of your things, I've already packed them in some trash bags and tossed them out of the house and into the front yard. If you want to take them all with you, go out and pick them all up before you leave this house.
You can't be serious. You're telling me that you just tossed everything outside? You can't seriously be doing all of this to me.
You will no longer have to come back to this house ever again starting today. Also, in another hour, that farmer I was telling you you'd be working for will be here to pick you up and take you away. I had to make sure all your things were packed up in time for that. Now you hurry up and get yourself ready to go, because if you miss your chance, you'll be living on the streets instead. And just know that if the farmer says one day that he no longer needs you, you won't be welcome back into this house.
How can you do all of this so suddenly? I haven't even had a chance to say goodbye to all my friends. You are so mean.
How am I mean when I went out of my way finding a place that would be willing to hire a high school dropout like you and house you? I would like it if you started to thank me for all of that right now. Now, there is not another thing that I have to talk with you about, so get yourself ready to work your ugly ass off at that farm forever. And if you choose not to do that, or the farmer doesn't want you anymore, you'll be on the streets for the rest of your life living in poverty. And I will not give one crap about you then, either.
I understand that now. Then, this really does mean that you and I are no longer mother and daughter? And I'm going to become the daughter of that farmer when he comes here to get me, right?
That's what I've been saying to you this whole time. I am not going to continue repeating myself to you like this again and again.
All right, Mom. Thank you for everything you've done until now.
I was kind of wondering why you hadn't ever come back to the house. But then I was told that you had been sold off by Mom to some farmer.
I am laughing my butt off right now over that. I am laughing so hard right now that my abs are starting to really hurt even. I see. I can't believe this happened. It must be so tough being that ugly.
Lena, you're only realizing that I've been gone now? I've been away from home for weeks now, and it took you this long to notice?
Well, come on now. It's not like I ever cared about an ugly girl like you around here. To be frank, I always wondered why you hadn't just killed yourself yet when there's no reason for someone like you to be alive still. I started to realize these past few weeks that things at home had become so much better for the rest of us. I went and asked Mom why that was, and when I asked her, she told me it's probably because the ugly gremlin is no longer with us. That's right, she was right on the money about that.
I see. I'm so happy that you both are doing much better now without me. Now, are you just taking the time to text me now because you want to show me how much you've hated me? Or is it because the one person you could take all of your anger out on is no longer living with you anymore, so you've had to resort to making fun of them over text? Is that why you're wasting my time right now?
Well, that's also a part of the reason why. It really does kind of suck that I'll no longer be able to use you as my punching bag anymore, though. But you know what? I was a lot more stressed having you living in the same house as me because I couldn't stand the fact that I had to be around someone so ugly. So not having you around anymore is a whole lot better for me. If anything, I feel so relaxed now that I don't even need a punching bag anymore.
Is that so?
By the way, have you still not been paid yet? I hear that there has still been no money coming from you yet. And that started to make Mom a little bit upset because she's really looking forward to it.
Have I been paid yet? I've only been working for a couple of weeks here, and I was told by my boss that there's no need for me to send any of the money home to you guys, so you won't be seeing any in her bank account.
I hear what you're saying, but I also heard what Mom said. She said to me what the boss had said to her before she was able to make the deal to send you over there. He said that he'd be willing to take you and put you to work, and Mom told him to make sure not to pay you a lot as a way of punishing you for being so ugly. Remember that the farmer pretty much bought you for $100 for Mom, right? He said he normally would never do that for anyone, but considering how much Mom begged him to take you away and put you to work, he was able to put a price on your head.
Right, I heard a little about all of that. And just like Mom had asked of my boss, he's not paying me much of anything at all, which means you guys won't be getting any money from me. I even told the boss about how Mom was still expecting me to send him money, which he got upset about because she already told him not to pay me. He then tried to get in touch with Mom about it, but she told him the same thing she said before to him, about not having to pay me.
But you see, you still need to be paid a little and send that to us because of the money that Mom and Dad wasted on raising you, right? That's why Mom is a bit confused as to why you haven't sent her anything yet.
But then why doesn't she tell the boss to pay me like everyone else on his farm instead of telling two different stories? Also, in the past, it was always you that Mom would pay for and never, ever me. The only things I ever got were hand-me-downs from you and Mom, and whenever I did need something badly, I had to ask friends for them. My past was really tough with all of you because of that. Of course, I was never going to complain, though, since I was the one still being cared for by Mom and Dad.
Well, of course, you never complained, because it was Mom and Dad who were letting you live. But you were still being fed with food they spent money on, so you'd better be thankful for that and ready to pay Mom back.
But remember, I was never loved by Mom. She really wanted to have a son, but instead gave birth to an ugly daughter like me, and ever since then she's never treated me like her own, always punishing me for something I never had any control over. It's really hard to ask me to thank Mom and Dad for a life like that, when it wasn't at all what I asked for.
There was no helping all of that, though. You're to blame for all of it. Mom was praying for a little boy, but ended up with a girl like you. And even though her first daughter was so beautiful, she ended up having a disgusting-looking younger daughter. Do you have any idea how much you disappointed Mom by being born like that? But she had no other choice but to feed and raise you, having already given birth to you. You need to show your appreciation for all of that now.
I suppose she did pay for a lot of the food I needed in order to stay alive under her care. But I was also forced to do all of the chores that you never did. And when Mom was in a bad mood, even if I did everything I was asked to do, she'd still beat me anyway. And then I was forced to hide all of the bruises on my body and hope that nobody saw them when I was at school. That was all more than enough to pay her back for the food, right?
What are you talking about? What have you been thinking about while working out in the fields? I don't ever remember you saying anything about those kinds of things before because you were so much weaker, right? You're far too ugly to be talking like you know better than us, so how about you cut that talk out right now?
I get it. I'm ugly. But even if I am, I should still have basic human rights, right? I was beaten up all the time by the both of you, punching me and kicking me all day long. And from there, I am now being forced to work on a farm for the rest of my life, while Mom expects to get money from me as she squeezes me dry. I'm not some sort of livestock, though.
Oh my God! I can't believe I just got to hear someone ugly telling me they're not some kind of livestock. That's something I wish I could have heard from you in person. You said all of that with a lot of force just then. Such a sad thing coming from someone so ugly, though.
You really have been like that all this time, Raina. And even now, you're going to continue to pick on and pester me like I'm less than human. Sure, you were born all pretty and everything, and I'm sure Mom and Dad loved putting all their money into you over me. All while you got to sit there and harass me with the both of them telling you it was okay to. But you still weren't full of all that yet, and have come back at me again to make even more fun of my looks. What don't you have in your life that you want so badly from me?
What? I never said that I'm missing out on something you have. Things had just become a lot more quiet here at home ever since you were sold off like that. And so, while I have this free time, I thought it would be fun to just pick on you a little. And also, I don't have a ton of money right now, so I've been thinking of ways to get more recently. All of the other girls around me have these really high-end bags now. Makes me so jealous seeing them all happy, while my bag is getting older and older as the days go by.
I can't believe you have the ability to say all of that without even feeling a little bit ashamed. I guess you and I really did grow up in completely different worlds from one another, even though we had the same parents and lived under the same roof.
Hilarious! Talking about how you and I have been living in totally different worlds. I never realized that you noticed all of that. While I was going to school and have always been this super popular girl, you became this outlier who nobody ever wanted to become friends with, right? And even though you had no friends, you never were able to study much either. And that's why everyone assumed there really was no future for you at all. Especially Mom and I.
That's because I never had time to study anything. The moment I'd get home from school, I'd be forced to start doing all of the chores. And then, when Mom would come home, she'd make me do even more work for her. And by the time I had finished all of that crap, there was no time left for me to do homework and study.
And when you started to realize that it sucked for you to be home, you stopped coming back after school. Then that led to Mom really getting pissed off at you and teaching you a lesson, right? And then she forced you to stay awake all night long until you did finish your chores and her work.
At first, I thought you never realized any of that going on between her and I. But you did know everything about it, yet still never said a thing.
Because why would I say anything against something I actually enjoyed watching all the time? And remember that things like cleaning and doing other work is your job as an ugly woman, right? I knew very well that what you were going through had nothing to do with me.
I see. I have had some time to really think through everything now. And me being able to leave that house was the best thing ever. So could you stop talking to me forever now?
You don't have to tell me that twice, because I don't want anything else to do with your disgusting ass now. This is me cutting ties to you now, by the way. There's no reason for me to stay in contact with a little sister who won't even send us her money. So don't you ever come around us ever again, please.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Faith, I hear that you've become one of the top performing farmers in the country. I got a message about that from your boss the other day. How amazing is that? I am very proud of you and what you've accomplished there.
What? Who is this?
What are you saying right now? This is me, your own mother. It has been such a long time since we last talked, right, Faith? I am so happy to see that you're doing so well out there on that farm still. I guess I really did a great job raising you then, and you did a very good job yourself working out there like no other.
My mother? I'm sorry, but my mother is the boss's wife, and she's told me she only ever calls when she wants to talk. She's been the one who's raised me the most after all these years and helped make me into not only a good farmer, but a great woman as well. Because of her ability to not only be strict, but also understanding of me, I was able to become a very successful farmer and one of the best in the U.S. That is all because of her and her husband, who I call my father now as well.
What are you going on about right now? Your real mother, the one who went through all of that pain of carrying you around in her belly and giving birth to you, was me. To think that somewhere like a farm would be the place where you'd finally be able to shine and become someone outstanding. Back in the day, I never expected such things from you.
None of this has anything to do with me being talented or anything like that. I was just taught by my mom and dad how to perform at my best when going out to do work, and that's what got me where I am today. And even if some of this were due to talent, that talent was obtained from none other than my boss and his wife. They were the ones who watched over me for the past 15 years and helped me hone my skills. And I was always told to not ever give up, no matter what. Had it never been for what they'd done for me, I wouldn't be sitting in the position I am now.
Oh my goodness, I really did have the wrong idea of you. To think you've even become so confident now that you can say such things as that about yourself. Now you are much more successful than back in the day, and are someone I can surely brag about, almost like you've become me in a way.
I have quite literally no idea what you're talking about right now. I'll say this one last time for you. My mother is not you, but rather the farmer's wife who has raised me for 15 years now. I'm not sure what all you may have heard from her about me, or about me myself, but I have nothing to do with you now and never will again.
I don't ever remember raising a child that would ever say such heartless things like that to me. I think the way you're acting right now is not okay whatsoever. Are you telling me that you have no appreciation towards your real parents anymore?
Ugh, would you please cut it out with that BS right now for me? Whatever happened to people being a little bit modest? Because people like them would never ask others what happened to the appreciation they should have for one another. All you should be saying is that you are happy to see me in good health and nothing more. Thank you for checking up on me. Now, I have a lot going on as a successful farmer, so I must get going now.
Why are you being so distant with me right now? I am your actual mother of all people. And it should be all because of me that you have become such a wonderful woman now, right? Therefore, it doesn't have to be much, but could you please send me some money?
Wow, I kind of figured that's what all of this was going to be about. I knew that you would never get in touch with me again unless there was going to be something in it for you. Allow me to be very upfront with you on this. No. You said it yourself long ago that you were cutting ties to me forever, which means that you are in no place at all now to be asking me for some of my money.
Don't say such things as that to me. I have finally come around to realizing a lot of things, all right? I should have been treating you the best all of that time instead of your older sister. I really do regret never giving you a chance to shine at all back then, all because I found you a bit too ugly for my taste.
What kind of bullshit is all of that right there? For someone that physically and verbally abused me for years and years, the only reason you'd be saying things like that about me now is because something ended up happening to your beautiful little Madeline, right? I know what's going on here and will not be fooled by you.
For someone in your position, you shouldn't be speaking to me like that, right? But look, I am very surprised by what I've seen. My cute little girl being so absorbed into a male whore like that man. And now she's left us with nothing but debt because of the amounts she spent on him. She left us in all this debt and ran off somewhere to disappear with that man. Even if I tried going out to look for her, I never would be able to track her down.
Oh, is that right? Well, how about you start asking around, and I'm sure someone will be able to give you some leads. Just say that your daughter was kidnapped by a male prostitute, and I'm sure you'll be able to find them. But you asking me to help you with all of that isn't going to get you anywhere.
There's no way you should be taking all of this as though you have nothing to do with it. You are family to us, and the only person I can count on for help. You're one of the most successful farmers in the U.S., right? That must mean you have all sorts of money that you have no clue what to do with.
And even if I did have that kind of money on me, it wouldn't be meant for someone like you. And I sure wouldn't be wasting any of it paying off the debts of some dumbass woman who used to use me as her punching bag back in the day. Remember, she is the one you went and raised her whole entire life, so that makes her current actions your responsibility, right? You were the one that should have taught her about things like ethics and how to handle money, but you never did. Therefore, you're now going to have to deal with the outcomes of your mistakes, not me. I, just like you guys, have cut ties to you all, which means none of your family problems have anything to do with me.
Please don't say things like that to me. You have to have a lot of money, right? Enough to at least help your parents get out of this mess. So please use some of that to save us now, so that we can appreciate you for what you've done afterwards. I'm going to be destroyed by this debt if nobody comes to help us, okay?
Then how about you get crushed by that debt and learn the mistakes of all your actions? That's kind of the point of things like crippling debt. It's meant to teach those who have been far too irresponsible a lesson on life. And it's not something you should be looking to others to help you with. Not at all. With that all happening due to your lack of good parenting in the past, you need to accept the outcome and stop trying to fight it. After everything, I blocked her number and deleted her contact from my phone. Since then, I have no idea what happened to her or her husband. As for my sister Raina, that's a whole different story. After 15 years, she texted me, wanting to know where I was living so she could introduce her fiancé to me. But having spoken to my mom and knowing Raina wasn't actually getting married, she was running from debt with him, I told her the truth about what was really going on. She never messaged me again. That was the end for Raina. I think she lost her last chance at finding somewhere safe to hide, and now she'll be on the run forever. Meanwhile, my boss and his wife got their final laugh by sending her a message thanking her for sending them her daughter. This infuriated her, and she sent long, angry texts about wanting me back, but instead of replying, they just blocked her. As for me, knowing my mom and sister would be facing even more trouble after all they had put me through, I felt a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. Now I'm returning to the life I've built over the past 15 years, helping my boss and everyone else by making the new plantation he helped me buy even more profitable. Lauren, did you actually drop out of high school? I'd love for that to be true, actually. But that has to be a joke, right?
A joke? Why would that be a joke to you?
Because are there actually still people around these days that have never finished high school? There's no one like that, right? Chance ended up graduating high school and college, right?
And I'm sure that Chance has explained everything to you before, but I'll tell you again. While I was in high school, my parents' company was having a bit of a struggle. And during that time, my mom ended up passing away, and things just got worse from there. And so, to make sure that my younger brother could continue going to school and be taken care of, I left school and started working when I was 16. And so, you could say that I am, in fact, a high school dropout.
What? Oh, well, that story doesn't mean crap to me.
Well, if it doesn't mean anything to you, then why did you ask me about this? And actually, I'm pretty sure you've been told this story once before already in person. Why are you asking for it again?
Because I graduated from a very high-level university, and because of that, I've been able to keep my family's company going. They wanted to make sure that someone would take very good care of it after all, so they forced me to study hard and go get a great education. My ability to run a company is all thanks to my education. And because of that company, I am able to be where I am today. And so when you think about how important someone's education is, that makes you the lowest of the low, right?
Huh? What the heck are you trying to say to me? I didn't think that I needed the same kind of education as you have to run a company, and I make that pretty obvious, right?
When an elite like me is able to take your brother who's expected to succeed just as much as me away from you, we are going to become the most happy couple on this planet. But in your case, you have nothing, right?
You're right. A lot of things happened with me.
You poor thing. But with your educational history, it's expected of you to have a tough life.
I don't really think it's the fault of my education that put me into a divorce, though. And I have no reason why I should tell you what actually caused those things to happen either.
Well, that doesn't bother me, because I now have the right to belittle you all I want. That's how things are going to work.
Well, if you think that because of you graduating from whatever nice university you graduated from makes you better than me, so be it.
I have no idea why you'd be so okay with that. Just know that when it comes to Chance and I's wedding, a lowlife like you is not allowed in.
Do you not think that's a little rude to ask from me?
Why would that be rude? It's my wedding after all, so I can ask whatever I want. And Chance and I are both college graduates. Why would you think it's okay to have a high school dropout come to the wedding of two scholars?
Someone's education has nothing to do with your wedding, though. It should be more than enough for me to come to that wedding due to the fact that I'm Chance's older sister.
Well, you can say whatever you want about the wedding, but I'm not letting you come. If you'd really like to come to the wedding, then find a way to show me that you're equal or better than me.
Equal or better? Why do you think this is all some sort of competition?
Well, I'm just asking that if you want to be allowed into our amazing wedding, you'll have to prove that you're good enough.
Why do I have to do all of that when I just want to watch my little brother get married? Does it really matter if I'm better than you or not? Are you saying that something would happen to me if I did show up to that wedding without your permission? If so, I'd suggest you hold off on any of that, because as far as I'm aware, I haven't done anything to make you hate me.
That's not the problem here, Lauren. This all has to do with my pride.
Well, I'm not sure what you're so prideful of. Perhaps instead of having such a fragile pride that could be destroyed by me coming to the wedding, you just relax a little and enjoy your special day. Right now, I'm just going to assume that everything you've said thus far has all been a simple joke, right? I don't want to think anything else of your attitude today, so I'll be going now.
I am laughing my butt off right now. You really thought it'd be okay to come here even though you never made it through high school? You really have no self-respect, do you?
What are you on about? The only one that doesn't seem to have any self-respect is you. All I've done is show up to my brother's wedding today. But you started talking down to me and then took a bucket full of water and splashed it all over me and my dress. Is that what someone that cares a lot about their education does to others?
I told you all about this before, right? I said that anyone who comes here who isn't equal or better than me education-wise is not allowed in. So get lost. But I guess it only makes sense that someone without a high school diploma would make the mistake of not understanding what I meant. You're so stupid that we could consider you on the same level as a dog.
I know that you had quite a blast tossing me out of your wedding and all, but do you know what'll happen if you do have me go home?
You should be asking yourself that. Do you know what's going to happen to you now?
What do you mean by that?
An idiot without any decent education is going to be cast away by Chance and I. In other words, we're cutting ties with you for good. Don't you feel bad for how sad your brother's going to be now because of this?
Go ahead and say what you will. I can already see that you don't feel a bit of regret for what you've done to me. And I know that nothing will ever stop you from belittling me.
It's your fault for not listening to my warning and still showing up to my wedding. Even thinking about the fact that a dog like you would come to an elite's wedding makes me sick to my stomach. Do you at least understand me a little better now that you've been covered head to toe in freezing cold water?
I'm going home.
And never show your face around us again.
I'll make sure of that. And I think there will never even be a chance for you and I to see one another again. No matter what happens to you from now on, I hope you get a taste of your own medicine.
Shut up! My own medicine? Get out of here and go home, you brainless joke!
You don't even have to tell me twice. Good luck with my brother.
I overheard some interesting and sort of weird things just a second ago. Do you happen to have a lot of money, Lauren?
And so what if I do?
I want to know why someone that never finished high school has ended up with a lot of money. My parents are looking all over for you right now, and I want to know why.
Well, of course they'd be looking for me. From both your parents' points of view, I'm one of their customers' CEO.
Wait, huh? CEO? I have no idea what you just said to me. Do you think you can come back here right away? I think you and I talking about this in person would be the quickest.
Right now? There's no reason for me to go back there now, right?
Huh? Why not?
Have you forgotten everything you just did to me a little bit ago? I don't want to catch a cold just standing there all drenched, so I went back home. It seems things are starting to catch up to you now, though, huh? But as you can see, I did as you said and went home.
But I'm saying that we weren't on the same page back then. I had assumed that you were just some moneyless high school dropout and that you'd be a waste at the wedding. Is that not the case?
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you were very wrong. I had started my own company and am now running 3 different businesses.
You're running 3 different companies?
I'm aware that I'm telling you all of this now, but I'm sure my brother explained everything to you about my companies a while back. And when you first met me, I told you again about what my occupation is. Why are you acting like this is only the first time hearing this of me?
I can't believe any of this. I never heard a thing about any of your companies.
Maybe that's because when you heard about my education, you decided to start treating me like an animal, and that includes not continuing to listen about who I actually was, right? You just got attached to the idea that I dropped out of high school and made sure to paint me as the idiot you thought I was, and ever since then, you acting all happy about picking on me has been rude as hell. And you didn't even try and hide the fact that you'd belittle me from Chance, with all the ways you called me names and mistreated me. But isn't it just amazing? The parents of a girl that boasts about her education and her career are actually the ones getting money from me to work with them? You never thought that could be the case, did you?
Huh? My parents' company gets paid by you? They're paid by someone who hasn't even graduated high school.
But you said you're going to cut ties with me, so I plan on ending the work I do with them.
Huh?
I was assuming you would have been prepared for the fallout of all you've done to me. So you should be ready for what'll happen next, right? So when you start to worry about what'll happen with your parents and everyone around you, it'll involve me and my company.
Hold on for just a minute, Lauren. Are you being serious about all of this? I never once thought that you'd have any relations with my family company. And why would I ever guess that someone like you would be able to become a CEO when you don't have any education? Could this mean that you're committing fraud? You haven't gotten my family involved in any of your fraudulent business, right?
You can only get so far thinking that me being a dropout means I can't do anything. I'm going to take you to court for defamation. Is that what you want to happen?
Take me to court? What are you talking about? Stop that right now!
Sandy, you only just covered me in a bucket of freezing cold water, right? Did you forget about all of that? You may think that it's okay to look down on others because they don't have as good as education as you, but do you not understand there can be repercussions for that? It's one thing to get like this because of your education, but I think there's something rotten about your personality as well.
I don't want to hear all of this from some fraud.
I'm sure you don't want to accept all that's happening right now, but I want you to understand that you have just put yourself in between a rock and a hard place. Are you seriously not aware of how childish you've been acting? I don't even want to say childish, though, because even most children know better.
Wait a second. Does Chance know about this?
Of course he does after all of this. Chance ended up asking someone about why I was covered in water and sent home, and then when he was told his woman did it, he freaked out.
This is so messed up. Why would someone tell him it was me? I'll tell him I did it because you punched me first.
Huh?
I can always just make up a lie to get them all to side with me. They'd all trust me over you because I'm the bride today, right? So how about you tell Chance that you started all of this by punching me and that you're sorry, and I'll tell him the same.
Do you really think anyone's going to believe that?
What?
My brother just told me that he's taken your family and everyone with him to talk about this and canceling the wedding. And he's even got me on the phone now talking about it.
They can't just decide to stop the wedding without me. That'll mess everything up. Lauren, hurry up and tell him what really happened and get him to come back to me.
That's not my problem to deal with, so no thank you. And above all that, I have something far more important to talk about. I'm going to be stopping any payments made to your parents' company, and that's final. I already let them know about this, and have told some of my employees to no longer work with your family's company.
Oh, crap. I didn't think that my parents would have to pay for this as well.
It seems your parents didn't even realize that I'm Marcus's older sister. But Chance just told them today, and now they are well aware. And that's why they now understand why you never happened to tell them about me.
This is really not good, and I'm starting to have a panic attack. What am I going to do? What should I do? Please, Lauren, help me.
Not after all the terrible things you've done to me. And I can't even come back there to help now because I'm not as educated as you are. So, since things have all gone to plan for you, why are you so upset now?
None of this is going to plan, not at all. This is a huge problem for me now, and I need you to come back.
The only problem with all of this is the problems you have with your head.
What is wrong with you?
It's better that you go and talk with Chance about this now. I have nothing else to say to you now, and I don't want to hear any more of this. Now, goodbye forever.
Wait, please, Lauren. You can't just leave me forever, you know. I'll apologize to you for making fun of your education. I'm so sorry. But just because I made a few comments about you and your past doesn't mean you have the right to go and destroy my wedding and everything, right? You need to start acting like an adult yourself. You get back here right now and make things right for me.
Do you really plan on acting as though nothing happened because of you and you can just wait for someone else to care for you?
Huh?
How about you calm down a bit and think this all through? You can't blame any of this on anyone besides yourself. This is what you had been asking for a long time, right? You're the one that made me feel bad for myself, and then covered me in a bucket of ice-cold water, right? After all that and the results that you got, you still plan on blaming me? Do you need to go get some exams done on your head or something?
I have nothing wrong with my head, though. I will apologize for spilling all that water on you as well. So now that I'm apologizing for so much, don't you think you can forgive me?
This isn't about me forgiving you or not. I'm done here now. The rest of this you can handle with Chance and everyone else. I'm going to be disappearing from your life now, and so that means I'd like you to disappear from my life now as well, okay? It sucks having your wedding canceled due to all this, doesn't it? Well, I should say that your marriage in general is over with. After everything came crashing down, Sandy found herself in a situation she never expected. The wedding she had so eagerly planned and dreamed about was abruptly canceled, and with it, the life she thought she had been building began to crumble. The destruction didn't stop there. The news of her canceled wedding spread quickly, and it didn't take long for her family to find out about the attitude and behavior that had been kept hidden behind closed doors. Sandy had always been known for her beauty, her connections, and her education, but none of that could shield her when her true character was revealed. Her family, who had always supported her, became disillusioned by her actions. They watched as the drama unfolded, and with each passing day, it became clear that they could no longer stand behind her. The moment Sandy had hoped to return to work within her family's company was the moment it all fell apart. Instead of welcoming her back with open arms, they told her to leave. Her presence had become too much of a liability for them, and they couldn't afford to keep her around any longer. At that moment, Sandy's life took an unexpected turn. No job, no marriage, no security. The life she had carefully built for herself, with all its prestige and promises of success, suddenly seemed like an illusion. The very people she had once looked down upon, those she deemed unworthy due to their lack of education or status, were now the ones unaffected by the storm that had overtaken her. The contrast was stark. Sandy had thought she could float above the mess of the world, judging others from a distance, but now she found herself sinking into that very same mess. The shock of it all must have been overwhelming for her. Here was a woman who had been so sure of herself, so certain that her education, her family's wealth, and her social standing would carry her through life, but all of those things seemed meaningless now. What good was a degree from an elite university if no one would give her the time of day? What good was a prestigious family name if it couldn't protect her from the consequences of her actions? It wasn't just the wedding or the job that Sandy lost. It was her reputation, her standing in the community, and most painfully, her sense of identity. The realization must have slowly crept in. Her arrogance, her judgmental nature, and her disregard for others had built the foundation of her downfall. All her life, she had looked at others through a lens of superiority, convinced that she was better, that her education and family made her more worthy than those around her. But now, it was clear that those very things had become her prison. The job market, which had once seemed so promising to her, now felt like an impossible maze. Sandy had never had to struggle to find a job before. She had always been able to rely on her family's connections or her impressive resume to land a position. But now, those doors were firmly shut. She couldn't even get an interview. Word had spread about her behavior, and no one was willing to take a chance on her. Employers were looking for someone with integrity, someone who could work well with others, someone who could be trusted. But Sandy had burned those bridges. Her reputation had become so toxic that no company would risk hiring her, no matter how impressive her resume was. It must have been a painful realization for Sandy to understand that the very things she had once valued most, her education, her family's wealth, her social status, were now irrelevant. They had all been overshadowed by the mess she had made of her personal life. The more she tried to fix things, the more doors slammed in her face. Every attempt to rebuild her career, every effort to salvage her dignity only seemed to make the situation worse. And yet, even with all the setbacks, there was still a part of Sandy that wasn't ready to give up. She kept pushing forward, desperately trying to find a way out of her mess. She tried to find a job to make things right, but it was clear that the gossip surrounding her was too overwhelming. The stories of her entitled attitude, her reckless behavior, and her betrayal of those closest to her followed her everywhere she went. No one could see past that anymore, and that was the hardest thing for Sandy to accept. As time went on, I imagine Sandy had to confront the painful truth. She had spent her entire life judging people based on their education or their social status, but it was her behavior, the way she treated others, that was truly important. Education, wealth, and status were nothing more than a facade, a way to separate herself from the people she considered beneath her. But in the end, those things didn't protect her. It was her character, her actions, and her relationships with others that defined her. Sandy's only hope now seemed to be starting over. She would have to leave the city, leave behind the people who knew her, and try to rebuild her life in a place where no one knew her past. But even then, it would be a long and difficult journey. How could she ever escape the weight of her mistakes? How could she convince others that she had changed when her past was so public? Her arrogance and entitlement had shaped the person she was, and undoing that would take more than just changing locations. Maybe Sandy would eventually learn the most important lesson of all, that kindness, humility, and respect are far more important than any degree or social status. Maybe she would realize that true success in life doesn't come from looking down on others or using people for personal gain, but from building meaningful relationships and treating others with decency and understanding. It would take a lot of time, and perhaps she would never fully recover, but the hope is that she would eventually understand that real value comes from within, not from the labels we put on ourselves or others. I think back to how Sandy used to boast about her education, about her family's name, and about her ability to manipulate people. It's hard to imagine how she ever thought that those things made her untouchable, but now I can see just how misguided she was. The world didn't revolve around her accomplishments or her ability to belittle others. It was about how she treated people, how she made others feel, and in the end, it was that treatment, the way she treated those closest to her, that had led to her downfall. For me, the whole situation has been a reminder of how quickly life can change. We can spend so much time focused on the things we think matter, our job, our social status, our education, and then, in an instant, those things can be taken away. But what can never be taken away is our character, the way we treat others, and the kindness we show. Sandy will learn this lesson the hard way, but perhaps, eventually, she'll realize that the only way to truly rebuild her life is to start from the inside out. As for me, I can only hope that Sandy's journey will teach her the importance of humility, respect, and self-awareness. It's a hard lesson to learn, especially when you've spent so much time living with a sense of entitlement. But if she's lucky, she'll figure it out before it's too late. Until then, I can only watch as she attempts to rebuild what she's lost, knowing that it's not going to be an easy road. But maybe, just maybe, she'll find a way to build something better than she had before. A life based on respect and genuine connections, not on education or status. As Sandy continues to face the consequences of her actions, it's clear that rebuilding her life will require more than just a change of scenery or a new job. It's going to take a significant shift in her mindset, a willingness to confront the way she's treated others, and an understanding that her past cannot simply be erased. She'll have to take responsibility for her choices and work hard to regain the trust of the people she's hurt. It won't be easy, and it might take years, but if she's truly committed to making a change, perhaps she can find a way to move forward in a more meaningful and fulfilling way. The road ahead is uncertain, but the possibility of growth is always there, if she's ready to embrace it.
I'm going to be getting married here soon. I'm sure that you're jealous after hearing that.
What? I'm sorry, but who is this?
Oh, please. It's me, Maya. Now, enough with those bland lies right now. Even if you have troubles remembering things all the time, there's no way you'd forget about someone like me. How could you possibly forget about your best friend after being together for so long?
My best friend?
I am, Zoe. There's literally no reason you should have forgotten about me, right? You and I have been best friends ever since high school.
Zoe, huh? Did you end up changing your number or something? Because I don't have anyone in my contacts with your current number. It's been so long since the last time we talked with one another, so I couldn't really tell that this was you. So, what do you want from me?
Well, I told you why I'm talking with you right now at the start, right? I'm getting married. Were you not looking at anything I sent you before?
Ah, is that so? Congrats. But you really didn't have to go out of your way to tell me something like that.
Why not? Oh, you're one of my best friends, and I'd be stupid to not tell you about how I'm going to be getting married soon. And to me, you are my number one best friend out of everyone, so I just had to tell you.
I'm your number one best friend? What do you mean by that? Are you sure you're not joking with me now? What the heck is up with you texting me now anyway after so long?
I'm not joking at all with you. I just wanted to let you know that me, one of your best friends, is going to be getting married soon. I'm going to be marrying a wonderful man, and you should be jealous of that, right? That's why I want to have all my friends come and celebrate my big day, and I'll be giving you all the chance to do that with an amazing wedding.
Is that right? Well, that's great to hear, I guess. What else would you like me to say to you besides congratulations?
I'm sure you'd love to make up a welcome board for my wedding that we can place outside the venue, right?
What?
I'll let you make that up for me, however you'd like to, as long as it's really special. I know that you've always loved working on crafts and things like that, so I'll let you take responsibility for that. Back when we were in high school, you did all sorts of paintings and things like that, right?
Wait, when you're talking about high school, that was over 10 years ago, Zoe. Asking me to get back into doing arts and crafts now would be difficult for me.
I'm not sure how something like painting a simple board could become so difficult for you. But this is a request from one of your best friends, so you're not going to say no to me, right? I want you to do your very best with that welcome board and make it look spectacular.
Can you hold on for 1 minute, please? What is all of this about? What the heck are you going on about, Zoe? Why do you want me working on some welcome board for your wedding? Shouldn't you be asking the reception hall to prepare that for you instead of me? They will know a whole lot more about that sort of thing compared to me, and will most likely have better tools for making it. Having me work on that board for you, well, it just won't come out as good as you think.
Well, even if it's difficult for you, I'd like you to work on it. Now, can you stop fooling around with me when I'm trying to plan things for my wedding?
Well, I'm also a little bit concerned about how you call me your #1 best friend. Did you forget about what all you did to me a long time ago? Zoe, if you'd like for this whole conversation to be taken more seriously, can you calm down a bit and get real with me?
Let's just forget about what all happened back then. There's no point in us being held down by the past when there's nothing we can do to change it now. If you continue to waste your time thinking about what happened years ago, you'll find yourself living with no reason.
I have no idea what you're going on about now, though. Even if you have a good point, I don't want to be hearing that sort of advice from you. I can understand why you'd like for the two of us to just forget about what you did back then, but...
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the wedding.
I'm not going, Zoe.
Do you want to go out for drinks or something as well before my big day? It's been so long since we last talked to one another in person, after all.
I'm not going out to any place with you, Zoe. How many times are you going to make me say that before you understand? I'm not even sure what your plan is with talking to me after such a large amount of time has gone by. So please, just stop trying to ask me to come to your wedding and make whatever welcoming board you're asking for. Now goodbye.
Maya, are you really trying to get on my bad side?
Huh? What is up with you this time?
There's no way you'd actually be okay with making one of your best friends this upset on her wedding day.
Huh? So today's the day of your wedding then? I don't really care, but what do you think you'll be achieving by coming at me all upset like that?
I'm pissed off with you because you never even told me that you'd not be coming to my wedding. I am no longer going to have the patience to forgive you after this. I'm cutting ties with you.
You are?
You making me this upset and being totally okay with it is enough for me. I even left you in charge of the welcoming board for the wedding, yet you never showed up to give it to us to display.
What are you talking about? I don't even know anything about your wedding like the time it's supposed to start, and even if I did, I wouldn't be making that board for you.
So you're telling me that from the start you've been planning on canceling on me without ever telling me that? I can't believe you'd be doing this to your best friend.
Oh my god. I seriously have zero clue what you're talking about right now, and it's making me laugh my butt off.
I'm talking about how you never told me that you wouldn't come to my wedding, but it's too late now since my wedding is today. So I'm going to be cutting ties with you for good.
The fact that you're this upset with me right now has me rolling on the ground.
What? You're being a total jerk laughing at me being this upset with you. I'm seriously pissed off with you right now, Maya. I had entrusted you with one of the most important things at my wedding, yet you canceled on me right before the wedding. Even if you are supposed to be my most best friend, I don't care. I'm going to be leaving you forever and will never forgive you ever again.
I'm sure this won't get to you, but from the start, I'd said that I wasn't coming.
Huh?
Can you tell me again why you were getting so upset with me for no reason? Actually, I never even got a formal invitation from you to the wedding, so there's that. Where did you end up sending that invitation, if you actually did send it in the first place? I'm sorry, but that invitation never got to me, so you must have sent it to the wrong address. But of course you had the wrong address, because you don't even know where I'm living now.
What are you going on about? That's a load of crap. How did you never receive a physical invitation from me?
I'm just telling you the truth, Zoe. Did you actually try to invite me to your wedding after all that happened between us?
Of course I did. And why the hell would you say no to coming to my wedding?
That right there is a bit of a surprise to me and rather troubling. The fact that you wanted to actually invite me to your wedding of all things.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
Way back when, in high school, you stole my boyfriend from me and then continued to pick on me for the rest of our time at that school. And ever since we graduated from there 10 years ago, I had made sure to cut all ties with you so that I'd never have to see or hear from you again. That's why right now, hearing you tell me that you want to cut ties to me after not coming to your wedding today makes me laugh.
Huh? What do you mean you cut ties to me back then? Are we not really good friends with one another?
Oh, come on now, Zoe. You're actually going to make me pee myself laughing by calling us best friends.
So you really are still stuck in the past that badly that you can't see me as your friend? Stop worrying so much about what happened back then, you emotional loser. I was able to forget about all of that only a few days after it happened. And as for your ex-boyfriend, he and I are no longer together, so you don't have to worry about him anymore. So why the hell are you still so upset with me?
I never said that I was upset with you still because of that event. That all has nothing to really do with me now, and so I don't invest my time with thinking about it. And I think it's the right thing to do, not carrying those horrible memories around with me all the time. But what I do think about from time to time is how you ended up breaking things off with my ex after the two of you had gotten engaged. Things like that tend to spread around between friends, so eventually I have to hear about you. But what's wild is that after you had stolen my boyfriend from me way back then, you didn't want to make yourself look bad in front of everyone, so you started making lies about me being abusive towards him, and that you were only saving him from me. Rumors like that still float around to this day, and I have to hear them over and over whenever I run into someone from high school. Always things about you and I.
I never meant to make you look bad back then.
Well, it's fine, Zoe. All that stuff is in the past now, right? I really do not care about any of that stuff anymore. And I'm not going to dig any deeper into the rumors that spread looking for things about you that I can take advantage of. It's all been water under the bridge, and that's why I've never come looking for you to talk about anything.
But who cares about all that? What I'm upset about right now is how you canceled on my wedding, on the day of.
And I told you that I didn't get an invitation. I had cut ties to you a long time ago, or at least I thought I did, and that's why I never chose to tell you my new address after I moved. So that invitation was never going to make it to me, right? That's what it looks like to me.
So you're telling me that I sent the invitation to your old house?
I bet it's sitting in the mailbox of that place right now, still unopened, and I think that because you only know my old address and nothing about where I currently live. It might even end up being sent back to you soon if the new owner of that house decides to give it back to the mailman. But let me be very honest here. Even if that invitation had gotten to me like you'd planned, I would have said no to coming because I don't want to be around you.
What? What do you mean?
You know what I mean, Zoe. I told you that I cut ties to you before, so no matter how hard you try to get me to come, I'm not going to. I'm sure you've noticed by now that a lot of your other so-called friends haven't shown up, right? After what you'd done to me in high school, you lost a lot of your friends because they were on my side in thinking that you were totally bonkers. So tell me, who from back then actually wants to celebrate you getting married now?
Hold on, Maya, you actually think that? Are you and I not best friends?
How many freaking times do I have to tell you that we are not best friends? We're not even friends, Zoe. Hell, we're not even acquaintances. Ever since the day you chose to steal my boyfriend from me, you would use that as a reason to pick on me and spread rumors about how I was the one that was in the wrong. All of that really drove the message into me that you are anything but a friend to me. I know from word around town that you love to go around and have fun with all kinds of men after becoming an adult, but you still like to call that event your biggest accomplishment, right? All of those are reasons for why I do not want to be around a person like you anymore.
Well, I didn't know that I hurt you so much back then. Even after taking your boyfriend from you, I thought that you and I were still very good friends. Best friends. That's why I told you about how I was getting married and asked you to be the one in charge of making the welcome board for my wedding.
Asking me to make that stupid board for you was like a massive joke to me because of how ridiculous you were being. That's why I took all you said to me as a joke and didn't bother to care.
Why would I tell you things and ask things of you as a joke?
Oh? So then all of that wasn't just a joke, but you actually thinking that I would be coming to your wedding and wasting my time on something as stupid as that board. Which is scary, because after all you'd done to me, you really thought it was okay to invite me. I never thought anyone that could steal their friend's boyfriend in the past and then make said friend look like the jerk would have the nerve in asking them to come to their wedding 10 years later. That's why I wasn't taking anything you said to me seriously. You really did a great job, Zoe. The nerves you have are incredible. Now, you have a great time at your wedding today, although I don't expect many of your so-called friends to show up to it.
What the hell is wrong with you, Maya? So you really don't plan on coming here today? This is the day of my wedding, Maya!
I said that I'm not coming.
But canceling on me the day of my wedding is horrible of you.
So, after talking with me for the past 30 minutes or so, you haven't been reading a single thing I've sent you? I never got a formal invitation from you in the mail, so I had no reason to come to your wedding today. So you can't call me a horrible person for canceling on you today, when you never even gave me an invitation in the first place.
But to me, you've canceled on me. I really believed you'd be coming today and made sure to get you a seat ready in the front row.
Why, though?
You're asking me why? Because you should have been coming to my wedding today.
Did you ever get anything about me RSVPing to your wedding at all? No, you didn't. And that's because I never got anything from you in the mail saying that I was invited. Why would you think I was coming to your wedding when I didn't RSVP for it?
I wasn't thinking that much into you not RSVPing because I just assumed you'd be coming either way.
Well, when it comes to things like weddings, people are usually coming, only if they reply that they will to the invitation and RSVP. But if you don't get a reply from them or they say no, that means they are not coming, right? That's how things like these have always worked, Zoe.
What? So that's what things like not replying to the invite normally mean? Even if they are my friend?
For crying out loud, Zoe. Then tell me what you thought was supposed to happen. How did you know whether people were going to be coming to your wedding or not and prepare seats for those that would be?
I just assumed that the people I sent invitations out to would be coming for sure to my wedding. I never thought that people would want to say no to the invitation.
Jeez, how self-centered of a jerk are you? At this point, I'm surprised you even found a man willing to marry you. You actually think that because it's your wedding, that everyone you invite would just give up their plans and anything else they have going on in life to come? There's no way that's the case. If you didn't get a response from the people you invited, that means they are saying no to coming. No response equals them not coming.
Well, I didn't know anything about that. Nobody ever even told me something like that.
Nobody would, because that's something that everyone knows the moment they're born, practically. Another thing that I highly doubt is that you even knew anyone's current address. So it's a mystery as to how many of those invitations actually made it to the people you planned on inviting.
I thought that me getting married and having this wedding would have made it the biggest event for everyone. I wanted everyone to come and see how happy I've become and that I got married before all of them.
Jesus freaking Christ! You thought that your wedding would be the biggest event for everyone? You think that your marriage means something to everyone?
But even if it's not that big of a deal, I'm still getting married before you, so that's at least proof to everyone that I'm still more important than you and that they should all come and see me happy.
I'm already married though, Zoe.
Huh?
I just never bothered to tell you about how I got married to my husband last year.
You have to be lying, right? I never knew about you getting married. You never even uploaded anything about you getting married to any of your social media accounts.
You're right. I didn't make any posts about getting married, but so what? I'm normally never posting anything, and leave most of that stuff to my husband to do. And you're not even my friend, so I think I blocked you on everything after high school.
What are you talking about?
Let me just put it this way. My husband does most of the posting due to his job, and you are blocked from seeing anything of mine, so you wouldn't have known.
What job does he have?
Well, he's pretty well known all over the world, so he's pretty picky about what gets shared. But I don't care about any of that, because he's given me a wonderful life with our marriage. He's been so considerate and wonderful that I've never had to worry about what happened between us back in high school.
Well, then why are you acting like this? Why can't you just come to my wedding right now for me? I am supposed to be your best friend, and you should be celebrating my happiness.
You're supposed to be my best friend? I don't think of you as anyone but a stranger, so there's no way I'm coming to your wedding. I told you again and again that I didn't get any invitations from you in the mail, so I wouldn't be coming in the first place, and even now I don't want to come. But you still keep going on and on, thinking I'm your friend and that I'll come. It's freaking annoying! I've had enough of you now, so can you just shut up and stay quiet?
I'm sorry, Maya. I want to apologize to you for everything, so could you please find it in your heart somewhere to make it to my wedding? If you don't come to my wedding soon, then my wedding's going to be a complete mess, so please come here.
No freaking thank you.
Why, though?
I have things of my own that I'm busy with. I already cut ties to you a long freaking time ago, and I don't have the time to come out and see someone that I don't care to know about. Now, have fun at your crappy wedding. It'd be great if any of those friends you invited actually show up today, but that's if you even have any friends left to call your friends. After that, none of the so-called friends Zoe thought she had ended up showing up to her wedding. That started to make her husband question things about her, and ultimately, he called the wedding off. Zoe had initially planned to use her wedding as yet another way to humiliate me, making herself feel superior in the process. She wanted it to be a grand display of her supposed happiness and success, with the added bonus of rubbing it in my face. However, after everything I revealed about her turned out to be true, her entire plan fell apart. With no one around to show off to, her carefully crafted spectacle turned into a humiliating disaster. Desperate to salvage what was left, Zoe frantically tried to contact the people she had invited. She was hoping that maybe, just maybe, they had simply forgotten or were running late. But reality quickly hit her. Most of them had either blocked her number or were so fed up with her that they actually picked up the phone just to tear into her. The scathing words she received were far from the warm congratulations she had expected. On top of that, it turned out that many of the people she had invited had already moved out of town, meaning her precious invitations never even reached them. Zoe was left with a hollow, empty event, one that was supposed to be her crowning moment of triumph, but instead became a monument to her downfall. Not long after, Zoe's husband, despite being newly married, found out about this ugly chapter of her past. Upon learning the full extent of her lies and manipulations, he immediately did a 180 and filed for divorce. His once loving gaze turned cold, and any affection he had for her evaporated. He realized he had married someone whose entire life was built on deception and cruelty. Had Zoe simply thought things through, she might have been able to avoid this entire disaster. If she had only invited the few genuine people who might still consider her a friend, if any existed at all, she could have at least had a small, meaningful ceremony. Instead, her obsession with appearances and her desire to use her wedding as a weapon against me left her with nothing but embarrassment, heartbreak, and a marriage that crumbled before it even began.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.